Hello, I'm Markus Sukendar with Agus Charum Pradiska. We are from Polytechnic Indonesia, Jakarta. We want to present our research about framing analysis of the JakartaPost.com COVID-19 coverage on March 2020. About introduction, on March 2020 will be the beginning of the struggle against the coronavirus that affects almost all countries in the world. The increasing number of cases has made all countries race to find out vaccine to prevent its spread. On the other hand, the media has a duty to provide correct information about this case. The role of the media is important because the media will be a bridge to give optimism in dealing with the coronavirus. The Jakarta Post is one of the media playing this role. In this research, we want to see how the Jakarta Post does framing the news about the spread of COVID-19. We have three literature review. First, about framing is a social construction of reality. We have Berger, Peter L. Berger. The process of forming reality consists of three parts. The first is externalization. This process is manifestation of human self that is carried out continuously into the real world around it in activities both physically and mentally. Second, objectification. This process is the institutionalization or in interaction of actors in the social system of society. The third, internalization. In this process, human reabsorb what has been institutionalized to be maintained in the social process in society. Second, mass media news construction through framing. About framing, we use Robert Entman theory. Entman divides the framing of news into two big dimensions. First, he explained the selection of issues. Second, he explained the emphasis. In the same vein, Entman also calls this emphasis a form of protrusion through emphasis or prominence. The media makes information more noticeable to readers. In addition, information is also made easier to remember as logical consequence. This information is more easily accepted by the readers. And the third, provide the public forum of criticism, commentary, and citizen support. According to the Ho-Chin Commission in Journalism Activities, the forum of exchanging opinions, ideas, and comment is the task of the mass media as a vehicle for public expression. Then about methods, the research methods used was the framing analysis by Robert Entman to find out how the framing is carried out by the media. There is a framing device proposed by Entman that can describe how an event is interpreted and signaled by journalists. We have four dimensions. First, defines problem. The first element of Entman that defines and emphasizes how the event is interpreted by journalists or media institution. And the second is diagnose causes. This framing element is used to frame the subject or agent that considered the cause of the problem that has been defined in the defined from element. The cause of the problem can refer to but can also refer to who. In mapping events or problems, the journalist will also determine what and who is the causes of or sources of the problem. The logical consequence of determining a particular problem will refer to certain cause to refer to the victim. The third is moral judgment. The next element talk about moral value. This moral value will later function as means of legitimacy or delegitimation of journalists in explaining an event or problem. The fourth is treatment judgment. This fourth element is used to assess what the journalists want, what path was chosen to solve the problem, and the solution, of course, really depends on how the event is viewed and who is seen causing the problems. Um, Next, result and discussion. We have 5 articles on March 2020. First, COVID-19 Indonesia records highest death toll in Southeast Asia at 19. The Jakarta Post reports that Indonesia ranked in the first rank with the highest mortality rate in South Asia. So the government demanded to immediately be able to overcome the death rate, and the government stated that in April this outbreak can be overcome. In Article 2, Jakarta declares COVID-19 emergency. It means the government is action to taken to close all tourism spots, close all entertainment venues, urge to all corporations to close down their offices and operational facilities and to arrange for their employees to work from home. In Article 3, Greater Jakarta failing a floodgate to nationwide COVID-19 epidemic. In the government is taking tightening measures, must take stricter action to ensure that all residents in Jakarta practice physical distancing. Then the fourth articles about Indonesian COVID-19 cases top 1,000. The government is also continuing its effort to trace people that have come into close contact with people who have contracted the disease, as well as launching rapid testing. So these articles talk about how the government launching rapid tests to make people to test people who contact with contracted the disease. In Article 5, Jakarta prepares local quarantine scenario. It's talk about how Jakarta government to socialize a physical distancing and social distancing to all residents, because it's a part to make the disease not spread again. The conclusion is the JakartaPost.com, as one of the mass media, plays the role conveying information both from the government and from parties who are responsible for information from the government. In its news, the JakartaPost.com provides information regarding the policy of implementing social distancing. Even in his presentation, the governor of Jakarta has reviewed the implementation of lockdown several times. Then the Jakarta Post plays a role as a balanced information bridge. In its reporting, it does not always display the good side of the government, but also position a society that has several times questioned government policies and facilities that are considered inadequate in an effort to accelerate recovery from the COVID-19 pandemic. The moral standard the moral standard used by the Jakarta Post are media moral standard holds balance news principle. I think it's our presentation. Thank you. Good day, everybody. Thank you.